Hello, I recently got asked the question, which was, how do you increase or should you increase your prices or rates when a recession is going on? Is it appropriate? What are the pros or cons? And ultimately, how do you justify it? And so there's a couple things on here. First off, there's a mindset issue. And second off, there's value-based selling and there is price-based selling. And so to first start on mindset, let's look at what a recession is. And ultimately, it's a product of our mind. If we're in a recession or we perceive others to be in a recession, it's a lack of faith in growth. So maybe we see a downward trend, or we're just struggling to get business in the door. So we perceive a recession. And the first thing to do is really to make sure that we take ownership. We take accountability and responsibility for how to pivot and how to find growth in a time where what we were doing before maybe is no longer working. So the first thing is mindset. And if you've not seen the content I've put together on The Point of Power, be sure and check that out. It's very powerful, and at the end of the day, we got to be asking the question, how do I go to market and how do I aim to grow and win regardless of what's happening in the wider market? Recessions are times when many folks make lots of money. There are also times when many folks struggle. But boom times work the same. Look, most people are making good money in boom times, but there are those out there that struggle. So at the end of the day, make sure you've got a mindset and you're asking the right questions. How can I add value to my market? How can I go help folks out and deliver exceptional service and continue to be a positive force for what's going on? Certainly avoid the thought process where you might be talking about, okay, here's why everything is tough. Here's all the reasons why things are down. It's important to understand that it's dangerous to get stuck in building the case for why you should quit. You want to be working on building the case for how you're going to change and how you're going to grow and adapt. All right, so the second element of this comes to value-based selling, right? Should you increase your prices? It really comes down to, are you adding more value? At the end of the day, in the recession, are you adding value? And can you set your model up to where you can add maximum value for your customers? Which means, making sure that your prices are kept in a reasonable rate. At the end of the day, you want to be looking at your numbers. You want to be looking at your break-even, at your profitability, and in your margins to make sure that in COVID, there's more cleaning, there's more staffing at times, there's more things that may increase costs to your business. And the appropriate thing to do is make sure that you raise your rates so that those costs are factored in. At the end of the day, though, we're not talking about how to sell on price. We're talking about how to connect with your market based on the benefits that you serve your market with. What are the solutions you provide? What are the experiences that you make better or easier than maybe the competition out there? It's a great time to go out there and market and continue to focus on developing your unique selling proposition, to communicating your why, really focusing on who it is that your market is, making sure you're refining your target market, and you're making an offer that really meets the needs given maybe the wider market situation that we're in. And make sure you're talking directly to them, because at the end of the day, you want a good call to action, you want a good thing that sets you apart, and then you want to go in and you want to deliver exceptional service. So, what are the pros, cons? I mean, it really depends on the situation. Should you not? There are definitely situations where it is appropriate, absolutely appropriate, and probably the best thing you can do is raise your prices. In other situations, maybe you're in a position where your target market is hit specifically hard and you can see a light at the end of the tunnel, and maybe you work with them and you focus more on developing the relationships for the long-term gains. But hopefully that helps with answering that question if any of you guys are having that. Bye for now, and be sure and check out the Point of Power content for sure. Talk soon.